Time running down at midcourt, throws up a one-hander, and it very nearly went through, but that'll do it, and smiles on the face of Chris Webber.
You're watching NBA 2000 and a West Coast matchup between the San Antonio Spurs and the Sacramento Kings. But before we rejoin the action, let's have a quick look at some of the scores from this week's games.
The playoffs might be no go, but some teams just won't stop. The Rockets blasted Utah. Nash's Merry Men beat Portland, and Orlando were reminded that the Bucks still have an eye on their playoff spot. The Raptors saw off Cleveland with a 9-point win. The Pacers went to Madison Square and lost by 2 to the Knicks. Big Shaq's injured ankle left him out of the equation against Seattle, though the Lakers still won 103 to 106.
Thanks, Russ. OK, time now to head back to California and check out the rest of the action.
Well, it's early in the fourth quarter, and there's been no addition to the score. It's still the Spurs by 2.
Barry for 3, doesn't go. Powell with the offensive rebound. Blocked again. That was Duncan getting a piece of it, and the Spurs come down. That's a great and a steal by Barry with a hook blocked again by Samaki Walker. And that is interior defense at its best by San Antonio, stymieing the Kings.
Now you see right now the people are all upset. Sacramento took the ball right into the black shirts. The black shirts held their ground and blocked the shots time after time. Now you can take the ball and go right up into them, but if they're not moving, it's got to be a charge. Otherwise, give them the shot block, and that's exactly what the refs did. Barry made a great steal, and it's Samaki Walker, a sensational block on that recovery.
He blocked 2 of them in that sequence, and Duncan got 1. That was pretty impressive inside by the Spurs defense, and there is Duncan with a great feed to Walker, and the Spurs opening up a 4-point lead with nearly 2.5 elapsed in the fourth.
Anytime Duncan takes the ball into the painted area, big people are going to double team him. Now it's up to you to move. Once again, Samaki Walker moving on the baseline.
Here is Stojakovic pulling back into the three-point territory, and Stojakovic with his first 3 of the game, and it's a 1-point lead for San Antonio.
He takes 4 of these a game. He takes 4 threes a game. He shoots it at a very high percentage, 37%. You must get on top of him when he's on the perimeter.
7 on the shot clock for the Spurs. And Duncan quickly over Webber, and Barry the rebound. Kings with their bench in there right now, and the same could be said for the Spurs, other than Duncan and Elliott. Here is Barry on the give and go. Loose ball, Antonio Daniels comes down with it. A 3-on-2 momentarily for the Spurs. And here is Porter firing and missing on the 3. Going the other way is Williams. 3-on-1 break, and he throws it away.
All he had to do was just pass the basketball to Stojakovic, and they had a layup. But instead, by going for the blind pass, he kind of fooled John Barry.
The Kings fans are willing their team on, but it's anybody's game. Jason Williams has the ball, but the Spurs still have the lead.
The crowd on its feet here at Arco Arena. Barry to Webber, and nearly a steal by Ellie. And they're going to call the turnover.
Stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds as Stojakovic stepped on the line. And Rick Adelman's team, again, missing an opportunity. That is their 17th turnover of the game.
Yeah, see, that happens so many times when you make a diagonal pass and you make that catch and you throw the ball fake. And when you throw the shot fake, you have a tendency to put the foot back as you make the step out. Now, that's happened 3 times in this game already tonight.
Antonio Daniels getting it in now to Duncan on the low post. Duncan with 16 points in the game. Robinson with 18. Elliott over Divac. Divac's got a piece of it. Elliott fighting for the loose ball out of bounds. And we're going to have a loose ball foul. And it's going to be called against Vlade Divac, I believe. And that'll be 5 on the Kings center.
Well, you get a break right there because if they're calling a loose ball foul here right now, you're going to get 24 seconds. You can see it right here. All right, now what they're saying is, yeah, well, you know, incidental contact. definitely did not look like a pulling guard in the NFL. The end sweep, okay?
Very good.
Yeah. So right now they get a major break. You get a foul situation. You get a new 24-second clock. You have the ball out of bounds versus the ball out of bounds with only 3 on the shot clock.
You saw Vlade Divac's breakdown by quarters. He scored 12 of his 15 points in the first quarter, and I'm impressed as we get down to the NFL draft day about Yubi's analysis of skills of offensive linemen. A lot of pro teams should call you into the war room on Saturday.
There you go.
Avery Johnson back in, replacing Daniels, who has played well tonight. 6 on the shot clock. Elliott looking for Duncan on the low post. 2, Duncan turnaround. And a great offensive rebound for Mario Elie to keep it alive. Spurs leading by 2 and the ball as we wind down to 4 minutes remaining in the fourth.
It's just taking them too long. You know, they're not giving it to the guard who's coming off the baseline screen.
And Duncan has the